Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting closer and closer to the draft. We got another mock draft Monday, and with it, because the Dallas Cowboys have made some trades, oh boy, it's BPA season all over this 2023 NFL draft class. The Dallas Cowboys have a pick in every single round, even after the trades. And I'm going to tell you right now, the Cowboys have done a phenomenal job at adding talent at key positions. So now we don't have to go into the first round sweating and be like, I hope we get this player, or we have to get this player. Now we can do whatever the hell we want. So I recommend you go out there and do some mock drafts and tell me what you think the Cowboys should do at BPA. Do you have a particular player or a particular position you want the Cowboys to do? Please tell me down below. And before we fully get into it, if you guys can hit the like button, that would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you're new and hit the notification bell. The average continues to drop. We're at 79.4% of those that are not subscribed that are watching. So if you keep coming back, which a lot of people keep coming back, and you're roaming around this channel, you might want to subscribe so you don't miss out on more content. And it's like, hey, why not? But with that being said, let's dive straight into this Monday's mock draft.
With the 26th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select
Bijan Robinson, running back, Texas. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to stake my claim here, and as I have since the season ended. If Bijan Robinson is available at pick 26, he is going to be a Cowboy whether you like it or not. And I am very big on not taking a running back early. However, if he is the best player on the board, and in this case, based off of my big board, he was, cool, whatever. But the cool part is you're getting a guy that can really pull the workload from Tony Pollard, because now the question is okay, with Pollard coming back from the injury, what is he going to look like? And then on top of that, can he really handle a big workload, which I don't doubt that he can, but many people are questioning that. But realistically, the Cowboys would take Bijan Robinson, number one, because he is a good player, but number two, marketability, the guy from Texas that's going to come play for the hometown Cowboys, sell a shitload of jerseys, the successor to Ezekiel Elliott. It just lines up perfectly. Now, if we're talking about the player, bell cow running back that can do it all, basically, and he would fit just swimmingly behind this Cowboys offense. And if it means the Cowboys will try to find ways to run the ball effectively, I'm all for it. The Cowboys are bringing in Ronald Jones as of this particular recording. We'll see if they sign a running back. I would actually be interested in Ronald Jones. I think he would be a nice little change of pace back from Tony Pollard, and if that's what you roll with, fine. But listen, if he's there, he's going to get taken, and I think that for what the Cowboys are looking to do, I mean, adding a running back is something that we've talked about that they needed to do. And I felt like if you were going to take Bijan Robinson or a running back with pick one, unless that dude's going to age gracefully, which typically they don't, you're going to have to run this dude into the ground. But this is where I'm worried the Cowboys will make the same mistake as they did with Ezekiel Elliott. However, I want to make it super clear that I'm making this pick because if the Cowboys see this dude at pick 26, I guarantee you he's going to be a Cowboy. So that's the first thing. I'm not against the pick, but I'm not super in love with the pick, but I can live with it. And maybe I would buy a jersey. I don't know. Maybe because I'm a good Cowboys fan, I'd buy a jersey. I'm just kidding. But yes, so Bijan Robinson would be the pick at 26 if he's on the board. In this case, he was. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and move on to pick 58.
the Dallas Cowboys select
John Michael Schmitz, center, Minnesota. Now, John Michael Schmitz has been a name that has picked up some steam of late because of the fact that the Cowboys did meet with him at the Combine, and they've been really interested in a player like him. Another name, and he's been common on these mock drafts, is Steve Avila. That's a name that they have been taking a look at as well. But what I like about John Michael Schmitz is he gives you guard and center flexibility. So if you're not going to pay Tyler Biadasz, you can make John Michael Schmitz the center of the future. Or if you're like, you know what? We need to have a guard and we're going to pay Tyler Biadasz, That's where you go in and you say to yourself, okay, we're going to play John Michael Schmitz at left guard. Then in like 2023, your line would be Schmitz at left guard, Smith at left tackle, Lur Smith, not Tyrone Smith. I was at Ty Smith. I'm like, well, there's two ties then. You got them at left tackle, and then Biotish at center. You would fix your left side for the foreseeable future, and then, of course, if Terrence Steele's all good, your offensive line is set. You just got to figure out right guard in a couple years. But I think that this solidifies your offense more or less. You know, you got the young tight ends, and the discussion is, okay, if a tight end's on the board, would you take a tight end? It depends. But I really like this pick. It solidifies the Cowboys offense, and this is an offense where I'd be like, okay, Dak Prescott, go do your thing. This is the no excuse offense, in my opinion, where you finally put the pieces of the puzzle together, but that then comes down to the play calling as well and how the players adapt to the new West Coast offense, but I think they'll be fine. So with that being said, I don't really have to go much more than that. John Michael Schmitz would fit nicely in with the Dallas Cowboys, and, you know, overall productive player with that guard center flexibility that the Cowboys really like. So with that out of the way, let's dive into our final pick of this 3-round mock draft, and we'll go ahead and close this thing out.
The Dallas Cowboys select
Ivan Pace Jr., linebacker, Cincinnati. So look, the Cowboys need to add a linebacker. There's no question about it. They need to be better at the linebacker position. They brought back LV, which is nice. You have Micah Parsons, awesome. You have Damone Clark, and he's shown flashes of what he can be, but we got to see where he's going to progress moving forward. Jabril Cox, we don't know what he's going to do, and we only had a small sample size, so realistically, you need to add some more guys in here. And I think that Ivan Pace would fit the mold of what you're trying to do. So a couple things that I really do like about him is his ability to play the run relatively well, and that's something that I want the Cowboys to hone in on, is they got killed throughout the year on the edges. Like, they could not stop the run on the edges, and that includes your linebackers and also your edge rushers. Now, with that being said, he has the ability to shoot these gaps that we've seen and also be physical. That's something that, you brought back Donovan Wilson for, so that's awesome. Now, a couple of the times, and I've seen he has some issues with LV when it comes to, like, the second level stuff. Like, if his guys in front of him, that being your D-line, don't do their job, it makes it a little bit more hard for him. But the fact is he has the necessary tools to be a good player. And I think that one of the biggest things is that you need him to learn on the fly. But that's why I'm big on, if you can get some guys in here, you don't have to rush these dudes back. And also rush Ivan Pace to come in and be A1 day one guy. I also look at his build, and his build is smaller for a linebacker. He is 5'10" in terms of his measurements, and goes at 239. So he isn't the smallest dude, but compared to other guys, yeah. And he's more so an inside guy. I think that that's where you would play him. There are a couple times where they labeled him as an edge rusher, but I don't see him as that. I see him more of an inside do-it-all in there. But for me, if you want to pass rush him or blitz him, you can definitely do that. And that's something, however, I will say, like, that would be a strength. So, like, if you were trying to blitz Micah Parsons, for example, you can do that with Ivan Pace too. Not saying it's going to be the same level of success, but he's definitely a weapon that you can use in that sense. The biggest thing is his just physical attributes that people don't really like, and also how he does in man coverage. But I've always gone on record and said that coverage is something you can work with linebackers. It's just a matter of where their floor is and kind of go from there. So that's my big thing on Ivan Pace. I think he would be a nice player to add into this rotation. You get another guy that you can properly blitz and play, defend the run. But I'm not drafting this guy to defend the run. He has a tool set that you can work with, and I think Dan Quinn would like him. But again, this was the best player on the board at that particular time. So with that being said, this is the mock draft. I would personally give him maybe like a B or a B plus. That's maybe I'm being harsh. I don't know. You tell me. But if you like this draft, tell me down below, or things that you would do differently. Is there a different linebacker you would go after in the third round or something of that? Or is there a particular player you don't like or like? Please let me know down below. And with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye.